Hello, everyone, and welcome to CSR Main. Today we've got another match of the Zelda Randomizer Standard Tournament 2023 here. We've got ourselves semifinals between chromataclysm and pickles and beer here in the main bracket. This is game one in the best of three. I'm Star, and our two comms today are Elendar and Nightcrawler. Take it away, you two.
I'm taking it. I might not give it back, though. So, yeah, chromataclysm and pickles and beer. Been a while since I've calmed a pickles and beer race, but it seems that we've had quite a few of them through the race since he's made it this far.
Yeah, I too. I've been just sort of coincidentally more involved in playing and coming on the bottom side of the bracket, and not that any part of the bracket is higher or lower than I just mean the part that's physically higher up on the screen on challenge was this end. But yeah, Chroma and pickles and beer making it through. Chroma, previous tournament champion. I don't remember which one. I just assume Chroma's won everything at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
And yeah, pickles and beer. I think this is the furthest he's made it into one of these tournaments. So should be a good race.
I'm looking forward to seeing this. I think the last time I calmed a pickles and beer race was like for a weekly a while back, or not in this tournament. So I'll look forward to seeing his style again, getting used to that again.
Yeah, and our runners should be off fairly shortly here. And we'll see what kind of absurd, stupid madness we get.
I'm all here for the absurd, stupid madness. That's why I'm here. Obi-Wan meme on Kamino. Oh, it's cool. White fighter.
I'm here for white fighter. Okay, very cool.
And okay, white and bright blue hair. That's why it was kind of hard to tell on the on the screen. Very low contrast between those two colors, but it is a look and a pretty cool one.
Yeah, I think that's like the aqua preset.
Oh, okay.
I don't always know how all of the different color variations work on all of the different skins. Immediately, we're seeing some gambling from Pickles and Beer. Found a palace, and he is in here, well out of logic. But
yeah,
you know, maybe there's an item here. Maybe there's a boss he can stab in the face.
Could work out. There could have been a key where that jar was. Unfortunately, there isn't. Well, there's a boss.
Yep, we found a boss, and it's a helmet head, and Pickles should be able to take this down no problem, but he is
those fireballs. The main fireballs are the ones that really hurt in that fight.
Yeah, the fireballs from the flying heads do almost nothing, though at Life 1 they probably will actually do some decent damage. Meanwhile, Chroma in Medicine Cave has found a hammer. How useful is that? Who knows?
I think it'll be good. At the very least, you won't have to backtrack as much.
Yeah, 50-50 to be required. Well, 50-50 to be required to get into New Casino. And, well, I was about to say our western biome looks like islands, but those are some boots, so...
So, yeah, islands.
Oof. And unfortunately, Pickles Beer, 3 tries, 3 deaths, and he is gonna nope out of there.
Yeah. It was a good attempt. Helmet Head is a little tough at 1-1-1.
Yeah, here's our second palace. It's going to be a 3 or 6, and Chroma's going to do a red iron knuckle check.
70. Not worth the grind, but hey, pick up a magic level. That, magic does your body good.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a down roll, but 150 for red Dyrus, though, on Pickles and Beer's side. Going to get him attack, too. I'm sure he wishes he had that on Helmet Head.
Yeah, he probably would have won already with that. Or maybe just life too. Anything.
Yeah, 1-1-1's rough. Even for vanilla. I know some people do low level stuff in vanilla. It's always very impressive.
We got some swamp. Always a big fan of the swamp.
Oh yeah. I've showed off some
yeah.
testing the limits of how far a swamp can go in the Discord, and yeah, we could really swap it up if we want to.
I mean, it makes sense if we do like a mountaintop tundra biome sort of thing.
Yeah, there's like a desert grassland, like a scrubland biome that is like half put in right now, and that has either substantially less or no desert. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
But the wetlands that I was working on tuning the values on does contain quite a bit of swamp.
You know, what would be... I can't stop myself sometimes. Never mind. It would be kind of cool if there was a water that you could walk on with boots that had encounters, and you just took out like lava or something. And you'd have the swamp, and you'd have like low-lying water. So, because when you go into a marsh, some of it's cleaner water than others.
Yeah, it's theoretically possible.
I'm terrible. I'm sorry.
All right, Chroma, gonna keep checking these hints here. Not getting anything.
Yeah, oops, all swamp. That pretty much happened. if you see the pictures that he posted.
Yeah, I think it's in the Z2R development channel on Discord if you want to see my experiments with changing the way some of the terrain generates.
Mirai wants less swamp? Come on, Mirai.
I think okay, there's some medicine for Chroma, and hey, better to get medicine now than after you find Meteor.
Yeah, I mean, with them having the boots and the medicine and the hammer, there's not going to be a lot of backtracking, except to palaces.
Yeah, and wow, here's Mito, and that medicine absolutely paying off.
Perfect timing. If you went around the other way, it'd be a little annoying. You'd have to backtrack, but probably not too far.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get Fairy, take that, immediately get, a glove hint in the west.
Go west to find the glove. Okay, I guess we're just looking for... You said fairies in this town?
Yeah, this is Fairy, so...
oh my gosh. As soon as... There's nothing stopping them from getting the glove, because they have the boots and they have the hammer, so nothing can stop them, except possibly if there's some wonky, like... sectioned off area that you need like the raft to get to from.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen in an islands biome because of the way it generates.
True. So they're pretty much going to be able to start really digging the palaces in just
I didn't
a few
catch
seconds.
if Fairy is castable, but we're going to find out real quick. And yeah, Chroma's going right, so Fairy definitely castable.
Nightcrawler and Elendar, noted mad scientist. Yes. Elendar is the mad scientist. I'm the mad, just ordinary person. Press downward to stab. That's a good hint.
Yeah, it's most of the downward stabs better than the non-downward stabs.
Yeah, it's probably the best stab. Oops, all downward stabs wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, I'm on record that it's distinctly possible that the falling crouching stab is the best stab.
That is a good stab. I gotta say, it's very effective on a lot of stuff.
Yep. So Pickles and me are just a little bit behind Chroma, but basically taking the same route to get all his things. He too is going to get his medicine before Mito, which will be a time save. All right, Chroma's worked his way all the way back to where he started, finding Fairy Cave again. Oh no, that was right next to the cave that he had checked. He hadn't actually seen that it was Fairy Cave, but knowing that it's Fairy Cave definitely does not make you want to go back into it. Any pass-through cave when you have boots in an island is kind of like, why?
And Pickles and Beer getting that same hint that we just saw for Chroma, so he's aware that this could be a jet. He's just got to find that glove. Maybe get some magic levels instead of looking for the magic key or something. Try to grind up your magic as high as possible so you can cast that fairy a lot.
All right, we got a third palace sighting on Chroma's side. Let's see what it is real quick.
He didn't check.
Yeah, I think he missed. I think he missed stabbing the statue. So 2 or 5, unknown.
That was unusual. I guess he figures he's coming right back anyway, and it doesn't matter if it's 2 or 5, because he can do either of them.
Okay, right.
Oh, okay.
Chat, and Star paying attention here. Good point. With we seen Helmet Head earlier. That's definitely 5. Though Chroma didn't, but I guess he checked the statue for 2, so.
Good point.
All right, Chroma taking the time, picking up his life spell.
Okay. I like that. I like the position of that Saria town at the very edge there. We got DM, one of my favorites. Okay. And we got access to Dried Canyon biome.
Yeah.
On the east, so we know what both biomes are, and they're both. I mean, when you have the boots, which is 85% of the time on islands, and when you have the Dried Canyon biome, pretty much everything is open. Like those are extremely open biomes.
Yeah. So this is going to be a foot race. It should be pretty easy to find everything. Just a matter of who executes faster. As we've got it.
Yeah, here's hidden Kasuto, and guess who has the hammer already?
He has a very hidden, hanging out right in the middle of a bunch of grass and desert. Saying, yeah, look at me right here, I'm a town.
Yeah, hammer required to get into here, for sure.
Yeah, Chroma, I believe, has enough magic to cast Spell. He's going to be a little bit sad if he doesn't.
Yeah.
But this is going to be Thunder. So, 2 spells marked off for Chroma. Still a chance we could need a child.
I mean, not everybody needs a child, right? But I mean,
yeah, I don't think we actually saw Mito either.
Oh, Pickles and Beer picking up his glove first. Get that glove on the board. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little surprising. I mean, I guess Chroma found this path to the east, but if it was me, I would definitely want to make sure I pick that glove up off the west before moving on. But maybe if you don't have Fairy Spell or something like that, you're like, well, I want to check the towns at least. But probably not going to be too big a deal. Chroma can always go back to the west. He's just an up A away from being able to check more stuff in the west. So
for sure. And here's another cave that Chromataclysm hasn't checked yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's even a possibility for Chroma here that this walk out of New Kasuto is long. He could have just up-A'd out of Spell Tower as well, but he's gotten to this east. He's decided he wants to check stuff, and he's going to be rewarded with a Risen Cave.
Drawing out the Red Dire. Okay. It's harder to see when you're watching someone stream with the compression, the feet on the ground.
Yeah, they are quite a bit easier to see when it's when you've got a real clear screen right in front of you. Yeah, I think the one thing that is nice about Chroma checking this east early is he's going to be able to make a determination quickly about whether the flute is going to be required. And I believe we saw both palaces basically right off the bat here. So the answer to that is no.
Okay.
But knowing the answer to whether you need it or not is a big deal. Because if you think you're in go mode and then all of a sudden you're surprised by, oh no, I need the flute, then it can be very inefficient routing.
Uh-oh. I think Pickles and Beer just did something a little dangerous here. Oh, unless he just gets another 500 P bag randomly. All right. Because I was going to say he was on his last life. He picked up, he's sitting on like almost 700 experience. I don't know if he's going to get another 400 before he dies again. And yeah, no. He got it just like that.
Yeah, and he's really got a good start on power leveling here.
Yeah, for sure. I think magic levels got to come next because you want to get in those palaces.
For sure. I think you can. Okay, so it is reflect in Rudo here, all the way down in the southwest. So we are going to need a trophy.
Star asking, I think the River Devil's 100% useless in Dread Canyons. I mean, probably.
Yes, he is actually definitely 100% useless in Dried Canyons. Technically, the way the Dried Canyon works is it builds it just like a normal canyon. The trophy in the east, by the way, is our hint from Pickles. And then it just fills in all the water with sand.
Right.
And since the River Devil is always going to be on a bridge that would normally be connecting two parts in a wet canyon, that means that the River Devil is always going to be surrounded by desert in a dry canyon. So you can always just walk around it no matter what.
Oh yeah, true. Even if the river went through like a narrow spot, you would still be able to get through by walking on the bridge.
Yeah, there has to be at least one tile of what would be water and is made desert. As Chroma picks up his flute from the water tile, a little disappointing, I'm sure, but
yeah, not going to be useful for much of anything at this point. But he is going to be finding the trophy pretty soon, probably.
Yeah, I mean, there's not too many yet. We haven't seen. I don't think we've seen. Have we seen Sunken?
No, but it could be a new Kasuto, and he just had
Okay.
magic containers also.
Here's a connector to the maze on our last cave, so no raft going to be required today. We've seen all 4 of our continents.
That's right.
So yeah, the only thing we really need at this point is we need to find where exactly that trophy is hanging out in the east, and we need to clear a bunch of palaces. I mean, Chroma also needs to get his glove at some point. This is interesting. Going into these palaces without the glove, when you have a hint for the glove, and also it's just in the west. It's not like it's, if you get a hint for the glove and it's at Death Mountain or something like that, you might not want to go there for a while, but...
Well, here's the completion of the palace.
Yeah, okay.
And he knows he doesn't have to look for the item.
Chroma doing the very tricky hitting horse head from the left, but well executed, or from the right rather, but well executed.
Stuff.
And we have keys from bosses. That's going to be very nice.
Yeah, it'll cut down on what you have to cast with Fairy. Okay, we got Spec Rock. Let's see what it is. If it's a wrong container, I was going to say a magic container could be useful. Could lead you to that trophy, which you need to get Reflect, but not quite so. How many containers was the old lady?
It was 6 containers. So yeah, the only potentially valuable thing either a runner can get from these palaces is a magic container. Likelihood is relatively high at this point that basement is where our glove is, or our trophy is hanging out.
Right.
So containers at definitely a higher premium than usual.
I mean, honestly, it could be the magic containers blocking progression, but it's only 6 and they have 5 already, so it's...
And they also have access to like everything, right? Like the whole seed is open to them, aside from possibly some glove block palaces.
Oh wow, that was close. I thought he was going to take a bop as soon as he unpaused.
Yeah, and unfortunately, just the one cast of Fairy here.
Yeah, that's rough. Even at Magic 4 and 5 containers. It's an expensive Fairy, and there's Pickles' 7th heart container, wishing for magic, I'm sure.
Yeah, Chroma needs to take a death to get magic, but thankfully, a very conveniently positioned Mago burning him to death.
Yeah, when you have high life amounts and high life levels, taking a death can take a while if you're surrounded by bots and Mews and stuff. But fortunately, yeah, those Mongos hit like a truck.
I was gonna say, a Dripper sighting maybe something good, but 20-point ropes. And Pickle's now clearing his way through the rest of the east. He's found the desert tile. I don't know if we've seen this one. We're going to see it pretty shortly here.
I think so. Oh, that might have...
Okay.
Maybe Chroma got that and that's where he got his 5th magic container?
Yeah, it could be. It's very easy to miss the desert tile.
Yeah.
But not an unwelcome sight. Yeah. It's weird to me that Chroma's deciding to dig these palaces for items without glove.
Star saying that she thinks Chroma's magic jar container was in Risen Feedback Cave. Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
I didn't see what was going on Chroma's side.
Okay.
That's the raft for Chroma. It looks like a football. Sorry, I did my best.
It is a canoe. That's how you get down the river in Final Fantasy 1.
Yeah.
All right, just across in Maze Island as well. So, yeah, Pickle's taken sort of a more traditional routing here, clearing all of the overworld stuff on the west, coming to the east, doing a full sweep of this, and it's putting him a little bit behind on palaces, but I mean he's very likely to find his second container, pick up what very well could be the trophy hanging out, and be solidly in go mode here in, say, another 3 or 4 minutes.
Pickles. Oh, he's going in there because he wants to get upstab. That makes sense.
Yeah, also he's going to get a hint from the wall. Unfortunately, it's not useful, and I don't know how useful any hint is at this point. Magical key location would really be the only thing that would be nice at this point.
Always love me a good upstab.
All right, so Chroma going back to the west, and he is going to finish his exploration here. He's going to get the good/bad news about the trophy. He's going to get his glove, and should loop Pickles and Beer and Chroma more or less back together.
Always to find the trophy. It kind of depends on... It sort of depends on where he looks for that magic tater. Because he probably suspects Old Lady. But if he hasn't seen Desert Tile yet, I mean, he could go back there and get his second magic tater.
Yeah, I think from his perspective, he knows it's either on... Because he's found the water tile, right? So he hasn't found Sunken, he hasn't found Desert Tile, and obviously he hasn't done the basement. But if I'm looking for any of those, Desert Tile is probably going to be the first thing I look for, since it's usually so easy, and if he finds that, it's going to find him a container and sort of lead him to the pretty natural routing.
Ooh, took a death right before I got the level up. Fortunately, he still has more lives, and it's going to keep ticking.
Yeah, as long as you don't game over, the ticker will keep going up.
And I think even if you game over in a few cases, it'll... Like, you can do something so it still counts up.
Yeah, there's a lot of, weird... frame perfect race conditions in the code in Zelda 2. Sometimes they lead to some crashy bits, so we've been working on fixing those, but...
Like this teal palace that Pickles is in?
Yeah, I believe that pillar indicates that he is back in P2. By P2, I mean P3. I guess riding the Rebo here. Pretty good hits in that. And man, the horse just not going down. You get a good 5 or 6 stabs in it. It is still up at attack 4.
Yeah, when you don't get that cornering. Oh gosh. Well, the horse is finally out of here. But yeah, there is a way to stand on a very particular tile and just get all the stabs you need initially. And that's where you want Horsehead and... sorry, Rebanak and his horse.
Yeah, you managed just to get him reset there. And Chroma going through the no longer flames room. One of the peculiarities of the way enemy IDs work is the flames that would ordinarily be on those pillars transform into single Bagos.
Oh yeah, so that's what happens there.
Yep, that is how it works. I've got an equivalency table up on the wiki now. Chroma sees the child, correctly decides that is useless, and continues on.
Yeah, even if you happen upon the child, it's just going to lead you to fire, and fire's... It would be nice if it was Thunder Fire or Thunder Life or something. Sorry, Fire Life. But the chances that it's something that good, making it worth going that far out of the way, is pretty slim. Although he hasn't been in Darunia yet, has he? It wouldn't be a double dip for him.
Yeah, that's true, but also I don't think he wants to single dip Darunia. I think Chroma knows how to do well. He has jump spell.
Yeah, he does do. You can upstab skip some of those rooms, but there is one room where you can't. So
yeah,
you just
and maybe
gotta
that's
hope
a
you don't-
gamble that Chroma feels like taking. Considering how long it might take to go find Darunia and then go through it.
Yeah, I think it's nice to have, especially for the orange focus, because you can just easily one-shot them when they're going over you.
Yeah, for sure. That's probably that and King Bots coming down from the sky always helps to have upstab to bop those out of the way.
And it helps with getting through waffles nicely.
Yeah. You can do similar things with the jump spell there, but yeah, upstab has its purposes, especially in GP. But for if you're looking to save some time gambling, it's definitely open to consideration.
Yeah,
skipping upstab.
The earlier versions, most racers skipped upstab, probably like 60 or 70% of them.
Yeah, well, because it used to be there, even if you didn't know the upstab skip, it just wasn't that common that you got the room. But with the additional rooms in 4.0, not only are there more variations of the up/down stab required room, there's also someone put in the one that you can't cheese, so it does increase upstab's value quite a bit.
And of course, both upstab and downstab rooms, they're only an upstab going in one direction. So if you get it in a particular direction, you don't have to worry about it being an upstab block, because it's a downstab block.
Oh, Chroma stranding the elevator at the top of the screen. Gonna need to respawn the room. It looks like he's trying to pick up a little bit of experience, try to get a double level here. That's not unreasonable.
That guy was tough, huh?
Yeah, tough and not worth a lot. Maybe we'll see a fairy cast here to get up the elevator.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Oh, it's 41. Okay, jump spell will work. Yeah, 41 is a really unfortunate cost for fairy. Interesting that Chroma spent a bunch of time in this P2 because he sort of did standard routing and went down the elevator right away. But Pickles and Beer, because he was looking for an item and not for the boss, went left immediately and knows about this shortcut where the very next room to the left is going to be the elevator up to Horsehead. So his early gamble going to actually save him quite a bit of time here in this P2.
That's pretty cool. I was going to say, I don't think Chroma's actually going to get that double level. And for that matter, I guess if Pickles takes on all these blue iron knuckles, he probably will.
He's going for it. There is a red jar up in the corner, so he could use that to get a Thundercast off.
Oh, man, attack 5 is so much better than attack 4.
It really is. And yeah, he's trying to set up attack 6 here. He really wants to be on that power leveling.
Now, I love power leveling. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about that lifestyle. But when you've got Fairy and it costs your entire bar to cast it, I think there are more important things at the moment.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you there. I love power leveling when the opportunity presents itself in a scene, but especially if you know for a fact that you're going to be stuck on a 41 fairy for so long. It's going to be a little bit rough. Though it does help. It does help Pickles and Beer that the boss are dropping keys, so you're a lot less likely to get stranded, not being able to get past the boss.
Yeah, if he happens to go to P1 next, which Chroma has already done, then he should be able to get to attack level 7. And then most people stop the power leveling once they get to attack 7. So then his next level after that will be the big payout. But that will require an additional palace after P1, which could be a bit rough. And he's doing P5 next. I don't think this is
Oh.
a good
Chat
idea.
reporting that Pickles Beer has the any key, and I just missed it picking it up.
Oops.
That renders all of our discussion completely meaningless. Yeah, any key in Palace 3. Yeah, no, if you have the any key, then your magic becomes far less relevant. Who cares what fairy casts?
Who needs commentators? They just get it wrong anyway.
Yeah. Everyone knows Chat's the true hero of this race.
Yeah. We should never have doubted Chat.
Yeah, so that being the case, I mean, we're basically just in full foot race mode.
Yeah.
Pickles Beer somehow neither runner actually technically in go mode, but Pickles Beer sort of determined that if he wants another, like, he knows that he probably just needs another magic container, and if that's what he's looking for, he might as well look for it incidentally in a palace.
Did he go left when he could have gone right? I think he's hard gambling a lot of these choices.
Yeah, if the thing you're looking for is, if you're trying to find the item and you don't really care about the boss as much, then left is a little bit better of a gamble.
Is it? I mean, even with the reshuffled palaces and the rooms?
Yeah, so the chance of a item room, the chance of a boss being in any particular direction is completely evenly random, right? It's a 20% chance for each of up, down, or I guess an item room is a 20% chance to be up, down, left, right, or pass through room. But bosses can only be right, up, or down.
Sure.
And so because the boss can't be
room.
right, because the boss can't be left, then going left means that you are for sure exploring the parts of the palace that aren't the boss.
True.
Which it ends up being like only very slightly better.
Yeah, I guess the effect would be larger in smaller palaces, right?
Yeah.
Because you're basically... Oh gosh, this did not work out. I think we got to restart. Oh no, one life left. But yeah, basically, you're taking one room out of the equation when you divide like the chances in your head or whatever. So
yeah, and especially with like how rooms like reconnect and everything. Like it's not a huge difference. It's a pretty small difference, but it's no worse at the best. But it seems like we keep getting this the same pass through item room here.
So Chroma found the item that Pickles is looking for.
Yeah, unfortunately, just the candle.
That might be good. I mean, heck, Pickles could still run into the boss at this rate.
Yeah, and we haven't seen the Valley of Death yet, so that candle will be helpful, especially for Chroma since he's got the cross.
Speaking of helpful, after losing several lives, Pickles just ran into a life, and we're going right now, so we have chances to run into Boss Guma.
Yeah, between the two runners, we've seen a good portion of this palace. So I wouldn't be surprised if Pickles and Beer is on the right track.
And now Chroma's heading left and Pickles is heading right.
Yeah, but we've seen this path that Chroma's on. This was where Pickles was earlier.
Yeah, and this is where he lost 2 lives in here. So, wow. By going left, it looks like Pickles is going to save time as long as he doesn't nope out after he kills the boss, come back in and start looking through that again.
I don't remember if we had seen Sunken Peabag Cave or not, and Pickles and Beer is not being real accurate with his... Neither Pickles nor Chroma are being very accurate with their tracking. So it's hard to say.
Oh no. So Pickles is on his last life again. And
this room sucks.
Just ready up fairy.
Yeah. No, I would just cast her. Yeah. Just do it now, yeah.
Try not to take any bops because you do have to kill Guma.
Yeah, going right to left in this room is, I think I'm on record multiple times of saying that's my least favorite room. going right to left, it's just a giant pain. It seems to be timed perfectly for the enemies to always bop you in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
Also, those MOAs don't shuffle. They are always MOAs. I don't actually know why that is. I've never looked into it, but that's consistent with how that room has always worked.
That's strange. Are the rooms marked up room by room? Like, it doesn't automatically script? Alright, we got a big fight coming up. If Pickles dies here, that's terrible.
Yeah,
it's a long palace.
He does. Thankfully, he's got quite a lot of life still. He's got attack 6, so it's really working about a bar a hit. Yeah, wow.
Pretty good. That's very good. All right, and now we have passed the experience threshold again, so we are going to be getting attack 7 right here. And yeah, he is a bit ahead of Chroma at this point.
I mean, he's a bit ahead, but also a Palace 1 behind.
Yeah.
So
if you look at the little pictures, he looks like he's he's slightly ahead, but yeah, you're right. He does have to find and finish P1.
Yeah, it does that put him ahead of Chroma given, sort of the additional spots that he's checked? Answer, I don't know. I would say it's still probably pretty even.
Yeah, for sure.
Pickles and Beer now making his way to the maze. He should pretty quickly find both items, but unfortunately for him, neither of those items are a magic container.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Chroma picked up the item in P1, did he?
I don't believe he did.
So, was it P1 in maze, right?
I think so.
Oh, it was a raft. You're right.
P1's item was a raft. Yeah, okay, we did see that from Chroma, but not useful.
Very good Guma fight from Chroma. He even managed to get those getting into the hitbox and delivering a short jackhammer strat. That's a pretty tough one to do.
Yeah, Chroma's combat execution is extremely good.
I think Pickles is going to be trying to get his experience up past the threshold because he wants to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's gonna cost him. Given that he's still got 2 more palaces left, there's like a solid chance that the right thing to do is just burn this gem and then try to place the next gem. Because this is going to take a while.
Yeah. This is probably a 2-minute investment.
Yeah, and he could be basically even with Chroma on palaces, but now he's doing this to try and pick up more levels, and it's gonna be putting Chroma at least a little bit ahead, because Chroma really is just in, burning palaces mode. I mean, he knows he still needs to get the trophy, but he also figures he can put that off. He doesn't need to get that right now. If he finds a magic container in one of these palaces, just sort of as he's going along, good. If he doesn't, well, he's still got some easy locations he can check, like Desert Tile, which will definitely get it for him.
There's that 500-point P-bag that Chromataclysm came across earlier when he was looking for the item. And that's really all that Pickles needed. So he's going to turn in the gem.
Meanwhile, we'll see how mean this palace is for Chroma. I didn't catch which one he's in right now.
Probably P6, right? Because he doesn't have...
yeah, that's P6. Right, he doesn't have Reflect because he hasn't gone and gotten his trophy. He could, He just hasn't.
Well, is Pickles gonna look for the item? Guess he is. Pick up them life levels. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, and we got the best room in the game. On Chroma side.
I love this room so much. It's so well and so terribly designed at the same time.
Thank you.
This room I don't like. This segmented item room causes so many issues.
Isn't it? Didn't it win the room jam?
It's a cool room, but the way that it was implemented was not good, and it took some work to get it implemented a little better. Though it is working good now. That and the L7 room caused a bunch of problems, but the L7 room, is a vanilla room. So yeah, the L7 room is just the absolute worst room in the game in terms of randomizer complexity because it is a segmented drop exit.
Segmented drop. Oh! Oh, you hate to see it.
Yeah, but thankfully Chroma got 2 more lives in reserve.
Right again,
and he can make another attempt at the jackhammer, and even if he fails it again, he can just take it a little slower. But we're gonna. Oh, we saw an attempt at some jackhammering, but accidentally not jump spelling, and yeah, he's just gonna. Oh, I was gonna say he was just gonna. He did the first cycle normally, and then jackhammered the second cycle, no problem.
Thank you, Chroma. You know I love the jackhammer on that class.
It was very cool. So yeah, Chroma now a full P6 ahead, just from Pickles and Beer, taking his time checking. And this goes back to sort of the beginning of the race where Pickles did that dip into 2, and he hasn't explored some of these overworld locations on the east because of that. And yeah, Chroma, as expected, basically immediately finding the desert tile. And I think we're going to see a new casino check very soon here.
And Pickles finding his 6th container as well, so they can both go to Nukasudo. Has Pickles been into Nukasudo yet?
He has, yes.
Yes.
And he did get his spell. He did his spell tower check.
Excellent. And Chroma's coming back in, gonna get probably, most certainly, the trophy in here.
Where are you going, Pickles?
Just waiting for the monsters to clear, I guess.
Okay.
Well, we got a handshake here.
Yeah, and I'm the one to blame. It's a vanilla magic jar.
Okay.
So we're looking somehow stuck in P-Man Cave. Neither runner found it on their first trip through, and both runners now thinking, "Where in the world's that cave?"
Elendar!
And if I had to guess, it's right over here on Chroma's screen. There are 3 caves right next to each other, facing the same direction.
Huh.
Yep.
Good guess. Looks like Pickles is headed in that direction, so he should see it in no time.
Yeah, so both runners going to be basically tied, except Chroma ahead a full P6, and Pickles and Beer's advantages are a little bit higher levels and an any key. A little surprised Chroma has not up 8 already. You got your trophy. You know Mito is back in the west.
Maybe he wants to clear another palace. Oh, no. The only other palace that's left to clear needs you to turn in the trophy, so...
Yeah.
Are we getting upstab?
Oh, he's going to get upstab? Okay, this makes sense. If you just want to be safe here.
Very cool. That's pretty efficient routing there.
Yeah, he's gonna go from all the way in the far end of the east to a little bit, not enough velocity. Okay.
Well, we're doing the fairy.
Chroma, make an attempt at the super jump. if you have Fairy Spell, the Super Jump, you really have to hit it first try for it to be better than just casting Fairy. If you don't have Fairy and you're just sort of going around, you actually can fail. I think you can fail 4 times and still break even in terms of how long it takes you, because it is quite slow doing it the intended route.
Yeah. And Pickles is still walking. He's still got P6 to do after all, so...
Yeah, it makes sense for Pickles to do P6 here and then upping out of that.
Still pretty fast seed, all things considered. It being wide open and getting those essential items early on was...
Yeah, the runners getting a little bit trolled, potentially thinking that effectively getting the hint for the trophy in the East, and then both runners last locationing it, fairly late in the seed. But other than that, basically everything required they had very quickly. Oh, and Chroma does not remember where this town is. It is all the way in the southwest corner. That's why he didn't find it initially. Is that if you're just sort of looking around normally, it's sort of so buried in the corner you're not going to find it. Fortunately for him, when you can't find a town, the right thing to do is just sort of walk in a big square on the edge of the map. That will eventually take him there. He's not going to be lost for too long, but it'll probably take him a solid minute.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity for Pickles to pick up a little time.
Yeah, and Pickles is going left again.
Well, he checked a different direction initially.
Oh, he went... he'd taken up. Okay. Yeah, we know Chroma, when he was in here, had to take a stop, pick up that key. So Picklesbeer are going to save little bits of time here and there by having that any key.
True.
Okay.
That any key is pretty good. I wonder what Pickles' last gems are going to be in. Is he going to just pick up Magic 6? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think you just take like Magic 6 and Magic 7 or Life 8 or whatever. Honestly, you just take Magic 6 and then burn the last level. But
yeah,
that's probably what I'd do. But if this were a seed where you had a much smaller number of containers, or you had something good to do with your magic, like if you have like Fire Life or something like that, but fire's still kind of too expensive for your taste, you can it can be valuable to take some of these higher magic levels, Magic 6, Magic 7, just to be able to try and get that down to 8 or 9 where you want it to be. But they don't really, Magic 6, Magic 7, not too likely to really reduce the cost of Thunder. They've already got 7 bars. Sort of a diminishing return.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Chroma gonna take a little bit of time out again to get a key here. And this is a little bit smart. He does have to be a little bit careful, though. These keys are going to save him some time going through these palaces, but I would really, like, knowing how close that one was to the start of this palace, I would have wanted to not grab it and grab it again, like grab it after you finish the palace here, just so you can make sure you have a key in hand coming into GP.
Good one cycle on Barbara from Pickles.
Yeah, Tech 7 will do that.
And, there have been a few rooms here where the fire spawned as fire and not as enemies.
Yeah, it's based on which palace you're in.
Huh?
Yeah, the Palace 1, 2, and 5 have their own enemy sets. And then 3, 4, and 6 have their own enemy set.
So, if it appears in a palace that doesn't support the fire enemy, it will turn into something else.
Yeah, basically every enemy has a number. And you get whatever enemy is that number in that palace. And so, like, enemies that only appear in one set will always be something different. Like, I believe Doom Knockers and Magos have the same number, so you'll see them swap back and forth with each other. And a lot of the time, it's the same enemy. A lot of the time, it's like an equivalent enemy. But yeah, there's some weird ones like single Bagos and Flame are the same ID.
I love this this color set. Very basic, but I don't know. NES colors make me happy for some reason.
Yeah, you could do some cool things with it. We could potentially play around with the palette some more in the future.
I was wondering, yeah, maybe something to make the mixed enemy palettes make more sense. Something that more people run with. So like,
yeah,
keep the changes consistent from palace to palace, and make sure it doesn't clash with the backgrounds and stuff like that.
Yeah. Speaking of mixing some things up, hopefully coming up shortly here, people get a chance to play around with a slightly less easy Karok.
We're talking about that up in officially, are we?
Yeah, that's I merged that earlier this week in the 4.3. Shoutouts to Jiro Boy for doing some ROM hacking and making a Karok that's maybe a little bit more challenging.
I'll see what I can do in terms of graphics, like making it look different if that's not undesirable.
Yeah, we can always play around with it.
And then as far as the Rainbow Shark goes, I'll talk with you a little bit about that afterwards.
Yeah, Rainbow Shark is always interesting. It is one of the issues with screwing around with the boss sprites is that they could have some unintended consequences because of the unintended consequences of how we're already handling bosses.
Yeah, but if in the future we page flip on the boss screen or whatever,
yeah, we could do some cool stuff like that. But yeah, Chroma just absolutely not caring at all about enemies. We saw a really cool thing from him. He had Fairy queued up because he's passing the Valley of Death. And an enemy was about to hit him, and he cast Fairy just to prevent the enemy from knocking him back. One of those little things that saves, maybe a second or two. But
that's smart, yeah.
Chroma definitely experienced with these little time saves, these little combat efficiencies. Going to be just around 51 minutes coming here into this GP, and we could see a sub-hour finish.
Yeah, I think that's totally within the realm of possibility at this point. Pickles, I mean, if we have a short GP, even Pickles could maybe get a sub-hour. Although that's...
I mean, Pickles still well within the possibility of winning this race. It's taking him some time here in this P4, but who knows? You can always get some really trolly GP. And speaking of some really trolly GP, here he is, early Thunderbird.
And speaking of palettes, by the way, I like this palette even more than the one I was talking about earlier.
The purple and orange one, or this green and teal one?
Green and teal, yeah.
Yeah. One of the things I should do is I forget who did it, and I feel bad for forgetting. Somebody did an update recently to make it a lot easier to see what in the world these palettes were doing. And I should make it log sort of which palette it uses in each palace, so that people could be like, oh, I really like that one, and we can start sort of pruning down some of the ones that people don't like, some of the ones that people do.
Yeah, I like having those. I like having some eye torture colors sometimes, because some people consider certain things painful to look at and others don't.
Yeah, well, we can always put it into a setting. One of the nice things about cosmetic settings is they don't take up space in the flags. So,
Well, if you're changing the color of the palace, I feel like that's something that affects the game to an extent, though.
potentially that's a thing to maybe talk about down the line. But
There's a dead end.
oh, you dead end for Chroma, yep. And Pickles and Beer gonna be about 4 minutes behind. Depends on how quickly he gets through this. He tried going through this encounter manually. I might just take the lava bath and go right back to fairy feeding, which is what he does. I'm not sure it's worth the time to try and walk through manually. Just sort of pick your death, cast your fairy. It may actually be faster now that I think about it to die and then fairy feed rather than try to jump through manually.
It is a good day to die. Only Klingons born in the 90s will understand that one. Or I guess I should have said 80s, but whatever.
Okay, pretty much exactly 4 minutes, just a little bit over for Pickles as the gate's coming up here. So he will have a chance to catch up over Chroma, but he's going to have to hope Chroma takes some wrong directions. And well, here we've seen a couple forks now, so definitely the possibility exists.
What's a Klingon? It's one of those things you pin to the front of your shirt.
Chat correcting my extremely poor math. That is a 3-minute difference, not 4.
I thought it was 3, but I wasn't keeping the time in my head, so I was just like,
yeah. So I mean, this is basically if Pickles, gambles and takes a left, where
done.
Yeah, then he definitely could make the comeback here. I mean, he's going to be on Thunderbird right now.
Right, with that shield and life 8, he should be able to take at least one bop.
Yeah, and Chroma just keeps finding more lefts and decides, nay, I do not want the lefts. My plan is to go right.
And that is the intelligent choice to make, but sometimes the right choice to make is the unintelligent one.
Yeah, going right does increase your average chance of finding the boss, but the average chance is not definitive.
Right.
Here's another elevator for Chroma to take. If this one goes left, I'm gonna freak.
Alright, life 8 and shield just... Oh, well...
Oh. Well, it does not go left, and in fact is the right way to go.
Well, too bad for all those chances to upset that 3-minute difference. But it looks like this is going to be Chroma's game today.
Yeah, this has been a pretty textbook clear by Chroma. He had some slight gambling that he made, sort of taking his time picking up the glove, but not too much, and everything paid off. No major annoying glove blocks and palaces, lack of any key, not making a huge amount of difference, and 56 minutes and 17 seconds is a very quick time for these flags.
Oh, that's a very alright.
And we've got Chroma here in the booth. GG's.
What's up? Thank you for the GG. That was fun.
Yeah, that is
Jet.
It was a jet seed, but it's sort of a jet seed where both of you knew both of you knew that you needed the trophy. And just didn't pick it up for a long time.
Yeah. It wasn't urgent. I mean, there was no knowing exactly where that trophy was, and I knew exactly where all the palaces were, and they were very easy to get to. So knowing that it's somewhere on the east and having checked off a lot of those locations, it was the last east location that I did end up checking.
Yeah,
but there was no reason not to do the things that were in front of me that I could do, and then get the trophy later when it was convenient to do so. But I did totally forget where Ruto was. But
yeah,
that's how it goes.
Yeah, we saw that, but you just walk around the water and you'll find it pretty quickly. It's worked out for you.
Eventually,
Yeah,
That's
but the only concern we had for a little bit was finding where that second container was, picking up to be able to get to the basement. But pretty quickly, you got the container from Risen, I believe it was, and Pickles got the container from Desert Tile, and then both of you stopped on 5 for a long time. So we knew that the basement wasn't going to be a concern, but it ended up hurting Pickles and Beer a little bit because he spent some extra time looking for items in palaces, trying to get that 6th container.
Right. Yeah, that was one that I hadn't quite seen enough to be sure that it was going to be the basement or not. And there is always that little bit of risk when you leave palace items behind. But it really was like most of the stuff that I actually need, I have. So in the meantime, if there's stuff I could do, the palace in front of me, I'm gonna do it. I've got the glove. I've got fairy reasonably cheap for most of this. It was just towards the. I think Magic 4 was still 41 or whatever it was. So until I got more containers, it wasn't great, but nothing really too tricky here. I didn't feel like the seed gave me any of those like gotcha, haha kind of moments. Pretty straightforward. And
yeah, and very cleanly executed too.
It felt real good. Not gonna lie, there were a couple of moments in there where the Tink was solid. I'm really impressed with this time by Pickles and Beer. Also, like that is.
Yeah, we're gonna see shortly here. Is Pickles and Beer gonna come in under the 1 hour mark? We're gonna see very shortly as he stabs away his Dartleg's knees.
Oh man,
it's gonna be tight.
Yeah, that should be 59. Oh,
not quite.
Yeah, the official race time. Clicking the done over here on racetime.gg. 1 hour.
Oh my gosh.
we're gonna call it some 1 hour. That was a little late based on what we saw on screen.
Oh
yeah.
Wow! Right on the dot.
Yeah,
I've definitely never seen that before.
I think you pressed the dot down a fraction of a second late though, so I think you just came under.
Retime just for that.
I think you're supposed to press it like right when you lose control of Link, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we were thinking because you were about 3 minutes ahead coming into GP, and with all those lefts up elevators, we were thinking, well, Pickles could. He had been doing some left gambling today in some of the palaces, and we thought, maybe one of those lefts, Pickles could still win this one, but it turned out that you just sort of did standard routing, and there it was. So.
Wow, that was a close one. That was a real close one.
But I love it. You know what? I mean, I hadn't seen Pickles race for a while, and so I was wondering what we'd see, and we saw some pretty impressive stuff from Pickles. Hey, GG Pickles.
Hey, thank you, GG Chroma.
GG, man. That must have been a really good race, because I felt absolutely on top of my game throughout, and real tight coming into GP from the sound of it.
I'm just glad I was on GP when you finished.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, Chroma is quite a fearsome competitor, but yeah, you did really well, Pickles and Beer. And one thing that Eleanor was just saying to Chroma before you came in is that you had done some left gambling, and since there were a lot of potential lefts in GP, we thought, hey, if Dark Link is to the left, since we had an early Thunderbird, we might see a turnaround, because you came in about 3 minutes and 5 seconds behind him, which is not insurmountable. So you were still within striking range until the end.
Oh yeah,
So excellent job.
Thanks. If he hadn't finished yet, I was definitely going lefts, because I knew there was no way he wasn't in there already.
Yeah, that's that. I was wondering if you were kind of taking into account that sort of meta information there. Like, if you see Chroma finish, then I'm assuming that Chroma typically you take the meta routes, especially in like GP.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Like checking up and down the
like
elevators and then
the
going right.
best practices kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry, I'm in academia. I'm not an internet person. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I tend to do that if I feel pretty comfortable about how I've been running so far. If I feel like I'm behind, I will do a little more sort of like, let's try left here, just for the hell of it, you know. Because there is that off chance that like maybe that first left is the right entrance to that last elevator room, you know. Like it can loop around that way, and left could have actually been a shortcut in this GP. We don't really have any way of knowing that because it looks like we did route pretty similarly. But yeah, you never know. With the way it works now, with the up and down entrances, it is different for sure. So
Yeah.
yeah, I do tend to stick to the game plan. Yeah, stick to the meta. If things are going well, if I haven't made big mistakes or anything.
Pickles went into P2 and took a left immediately there. We think to look for some item like at the very start of the game, so he knew that was a short way to get through P2.
Ooh, yeah, that's perfect example.
Yeah, I was just looking for
P2
some
took a
XP.
while.
Oh, you're looking for
Maybe-
XP?
Yeah, maybe if there's a dripper or something, a couple like orange or red iron knuckles or something to get a level or two.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Lucked,
Sometimes a very good move.
Yeah, lucked into finding Helmet Head. I'm like, well, that's useful at least. And of course, tried to kill him, figured to get a level. That didn't go so well.
Well, I mean, yeah, you wouldn't be able to get to the door unless you found
No.
a key
No,
later.
I was
but yeah,
just looking for the XP. Well, actually, I would have since bosses were dropping keys, but I didn't know
that's
that.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't know that. I don't know if I would have taken the gym at that point anyway. I don't know.
True. Yeah, because you did end up doing the the level abuse that I love so much.
It worked
I
out
love
this
seeing
seed.
it. Yeah,
If it
did.
like, when I went back in P1 because I didn't have enough XP to gym abuse there, I had not seen Maze Island yet, and I saw the raft tile, and like I was thinking I was probably going to need raft, so that's why I went back in. Then I was on Maze Island after finding the cave connector on the east, and went to go back into the palace, and I'm like, wait a second, I'm at where I thought I needed to find the raft for. Like, it's time to just go.
It was a very open seed. You know, you get the boots right away since it's an islands biome, and you got the hammer right away, and and then the other, the east was a dried canyon, so pretty much you could walk anywhere you wanted to, like right from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I knew I was in trouble when it's that free going to get something like Chroma. Like, yeah, I'm just glad to have kept it close.
That's true. When you have a very open seed, execution and technical prowess, like double stabs and link feet and all that kind of stuff, they really start to make the difference.
I didn't do link feed once this seed.
I noticed.
Oh wait, never mind. I'm lying.
Oh,
I was in Maze Island. Of course I did.
Okay.
Just once or twice.
I didn't see it because I don't see everything, unfortunately. I'll have to watch it back.
Yeah, Fairy was just so available early on, and all the Valley of Death entrances were on the right side, so Fairy feed was the way to go.
Very good Barba fights and Goomba fights from both you. I was happy to see them.
I fell in the pit immediately. What are you talking about?
But it's the thought that counts, and you win.
I do that half the time.
And you did go and you finished them off with the jackhammer, so that makes me happy.
Yeah, if I was on my last life, I might not have.
It's just so fun. How can you not, right?
It really is, though. And that's why I'm playing, so, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And we saw, Pickles, he managed to get his attack up pretty high before he went to Boss Goomba. So he took him out pretty quick with his great Sword of Destiny.
Yeah, it's
Did you get
probably
up
at
to
least
attack
6 by then.
7?
I did. I stopped at 7.
Oh, nice. I was doing more of a Mirai kind of build, where I just dealt with being on attack 5, and then the very last gem, it rolled up to life and skipped, and then took attack 8, or not attack 8, attack 6 on the way in, on the way into GP.
Mariah approves in chat.
But yeah, the Guma fight was definitely like little sketchier because of that. Had to
Yeah,
take
but
my
you
time.
did get into his hitbox.
There was one good little 2 or 3 hit mini jackhammer.
Love it. So you guys do anything else on your streams for the rest of the week?
Game 2.
Game 2. Beautiful.
Game 2 in 20 minutes or so.
All right.
That's the main one for me.
Excellent.
This, game 2, game 3 if we need it.
Yeah, let's see it. Looking forward to it. Pickles, anything else other than that? Anything going on you want to talk about?
No, not yet. Final Fantasy Winter Tournament. Oh, I think actually we have a little mini bingo marathon charity thing during the marathon on Saturday morning. So yeah, we're having a little some sort of bingo.
Nice.
Oh,
So
yeah, blast.
That's not the Final Fantasy Randomizer charity, the yearly one?
Yeah, the winter one.
Okay. And that's coming up soon. Oh shoot.
Yeah, it's this weekend, I think.
Awesome. I hadn't heard until just now, so I'll look into it. Thank you.
I think somebody's playing Z2R in the middle of the night one night. I think.
And we got more Final Fantasy sprites now. After I did the fighter, I think we got White Mage and Black Mage. So maybe those get used.
That would be awesome.
All right. I think that's about it for today. We're gonna probably be going into the next game starting pretty soon.
Yeah, I was just about to talk about what we're doing for the rest of the evening here as GG's again, Chrome and Pickles.
Thank you.
Yes, we do have Game 2 of these guys, and Game 2 of the Grand Finals of the Nibiru Invitational Tournament between Valence and Cobb starting in 20 minutes as well. We have actually managed to find 2 crews for the both 9 p.m. races, so you guys are moving over to ZSR 2, and Valence and Cobb will be starting in 20 minutes here on ZSR main here. They will be slightly staggered start times since it's looking like I'll be the one running both restreams, and I cannot be in 2 places at once quite. But yes, we'll be back here in a little bit. We're going to cut stream, switch over setup and everything. And then plenty more Z2R action tonight here for the rest of the night. Tomorrow we've got an assortment of things coming up ahead on the schedule. We've got Wind Waker, we've got more Z2R, we've got the other semifinal between Mariah and Para for the main tournament here. And then stuff besides that. So let's see, please, yeah. So shouts to runners and for our commentators and to our tracker. Here, Grova, Pickles, Eleanor, Nightcrawler, and JLo. Yeah, hang tight, everyone. We'll be back shortly.